Hi everybody, Oki, Dada Nastada, Ambawastich, Tanshe. Hello, welcome to Treaty 7 territory. Welcome to a city that believes in inclusivity and being a welcoming environment for all. Unfortunately, we heard over the last day or so that Chinook Blast, together with performers, has had to postpone a planned event because there are people who are planning to stage a protest that's rooted in hate. The message that we have sent out is you are welcome to protest, you are welcome to have a rally, you are welcome to assemble in public places. I understand that there is a group that's trying to raise awareness of the earthquake in Turkey and Syria as an example that is assembling and raising public awareness on this. That's perfectly acceptable. That is something that people have the right to do. What you don't have the right to do is use hateful language in a public place to make people feel unsafe and uncomfortable and unwanted. That can't happen. So we will be using our street harassment bylaw to ensure that anyone who's communicating hate at an event like this is not able to do so. The bylaw for street harassment can be doled out by both the police service as well as our bylaw officers. So as a result of the actions of a very small group of people who wanted to have a hate-fueled and hate-motivated protest, we have had to cancel a pretty significant event in our city that many Calgarians were looking forward to attending. That is not a victory. Shutting down events that will boost our economy, shutting down things that people enjoy is not a victory. And for that very small group of people who are so filled with hate that think it's a victory, I can't fix that. The organizers at Chinook Blast have been absolute champs throughout this. They have taken the time to speak with performers on several occasions. They have considered the impact to public safety. They have done everything they can to ensure that their festival is not marred by a group of hateful people. I feel quite badly that they've had to go to this extent to try to protect people and performers. I respect the decision of the performers. I respect the decision of organizers. And I do hope we never have to make such a difficult decision again. That's why we need to enforce the street harassment bylaw, and that's why I am very hopeful that the Calgary Police Service, examining the ways that they can counter protests into the future, is going to be more rooted in the fact that they're fueled by hate and not just crowd management. Yeah, you know, it's a good question to say, when does the speech that you use in a protest cross the line? And I would say that we were very specific in our bylaw. We said that any comments, conduct, or actions that refer to a person's race, color, ancestry, place of origin, religious beliefs, disability, age, marital status, source of income, family status, gender, gender identity, gender expression, sexual orientation, none of those are acceptable. And I think most people have the common sense and compassion to know that these things are not okay. Unfortunately, there are small groups of people who think this is okay, and they believe they can get away with civil disobedience. They are missing the larger point of how terrible this looks on our city and our society. So we as a city are standing up. We're using a bylaw that we implemented months ago to take some action against this. I think the biggest thing that needs to happen is the Crown Prosecutor needs to examine the threshold for what hate speech and a hate crime is. I think if we start looking at the damage that is done to society by people who are perpetuating hate and fear, maybe we can strengthen those types of the charges that go along with those types of offenses. If the threshold is too high and it's not actually helping anybody, it needs to be re-examined. So we can do our very best with the bylaw, but it's not enough. We need the Crown Prosecutor to weigh in. Things have turned terribly wrong, and they've turned terribly sideways. These are not peaceful assemblies. These are designed to do something very, very different.